All right, so let's do the stats for the Crown 15U A team. And unfortunately, although they did play 3 games, the third game did not get footage, so we can only do the two. So we're going to go over both those games as well as the summary of the season so far. And again, even through a couple of weeks, we get through maybe next week Spooky Nuke or whatever. The sample size will get up there where it's going to be really relevant, but you could already start to see some trends. First of all, again, on a team level, what you're looking for in these games at this age group is about 45% effective field goal percentage. If you get 50%, that's pretty good. I wouldn't expect that all the time, but if you're at 50% for a good ninth grade team, that's pretty good. You want a turnover rate of less than 20%, and as you'll see, that's a really big deal. And offensive rebound percentage, over 30 is pretty good. So again, one of the reasons we're doing this is because in my 700 games of analyzing my teams, it's really important to do these numbers because sometimes our eyes deceive us, and sometimes you think a team plays well when they really didn't, and you see these numbers will guide you to what you can do offensively and defensively to improve. Remember, effective field goal percentage and turnover rate are clearly the two most important stats. The other four factors, offensive rebound percentage is okay, and the free throw rate is really not that big a deal at this age group. Okay, so their first game against Brooklyn Wildcats was pretty bad. We won 45-22. Now, as far as our effective field goal percentage, it was okay. It was 46%. It's above the threshold of 45. Didn't quite get to 50. And I have to say that if you're going to beat a team by 25, you're probably supposed to have a 50% effective field goal percentage. So it was a little bit poor. I would say passable. 18% turnover rate, good. It's under 20. The offensive rebounding percentage is enormous. We had a huge size edge, and we got every offensive rebound. And that's kind of the end of the story. That's why we won by 25. If you want to know the truth, we just got that many more shot opportunities. And that's what's so important about turnover rate and offensive rebound percentage, is that it just leads to that many more samples and that many more shots, that your effective field goal percentage of 46% can be overcome by just getting that many more shots. And also offensive rebounds lead to easier shots which improve your effective field goal percentage, et cetera, et cetera. Just to show you what we're up against here, our opponents in this game was just atrocious. 25% effective field goal percentage. They only turned the ball over 12%, but you'll see stat lines like this when a team just basically doesn't try to do anything except jack up threes when they can't do it. They won't turn the ball over, but they just will miss everything. So as a matter of fact, they were 2 for 13 from 3. You'll see that over there, and they were just awful. So let's try to drill down into the box score and see see who excelled and who stood out, and some trends over there. All right, so first of all, you'll also get a chance to see minutes played and things like that. Justin was 0 for 3 from 3, not good. Overall, as a team, actually look at this. We were 0 from 3. That's just not good. And that's what keeps that's what keeps the effective field goal percentage down. We're 0 for 5, 6, 0 for 9. It's not going to work. You just got to shoot better. Fortunately, we were so big that we got so many offensive rebounds and putbacks that it overcame that. That's what Randolph got. That's where most of his points were. Just get offensive rebound, putback, but you can't rely on that all the time. That's why offensive rebound percentage, why it's important. It's not that important because you just can't, you can't go back to that when you're playing a team with size, where your effective field goal percentage, if you run good offense, that should be somewhat consistent. Joel only 2 for 4. only played 11 minutes. Randolph only played 13 minutes. I guess I don't know what that was all about, but in any case, Ryan 3 for 4. Overall, just kind of okay performances across the board. The 0 for 9 from 3 is like kind of bad though. Turnovers, Frankie with his 3 typical turnovers. Sean had a couple of pretty bad ones at 3 turnovers. So overall, I would say even though they won by 25, pretty average performance really across the board. You'd like to think that over time these threes are going to go. So, Sean at 0 for 3, in a couple of games, we'll be able to see full stats and see how good these guys might really actually be at shooting threes. Justin 0 for 3, not good. Anyway, overall, just kind of a balanced attack. We only scored 43 points. I mean, it's just not, that's just not going to work. So overall, even though we won by 22, again, I think the offense really needs work. Well, for that performance at least. Okay, let's go back at the next game, which was a pretty interesting game against Castle, where we lost by 2. Well, actually, I think we lost by 4, maybe. I'm not sure. I think we actually lost by 2, but they missed one of our baskets. So here we had an effective field goal percentage of 52%, which is excellent. We really want that. You can play a good team and have a 50% effective field goal percentage or 52%. That's really good. But turnover rate 24%, same as some of those other teams. It's just a killer. It's just a killer. And the offensive rebound percentage only 21%, and that's what happens. I mean, I'll give you an example. You look at the opponent. The opponent, Castle, only had an effective field goal percentage of 42%, which is not that great. I mean, it's not terrible, it's not great, but they had a 33% offensive rebound percentage, and they only had a 17% turnover rate. And what that does is just leads to more shots. So we just have to take care of the ball better and hit the glass and just generate more shots. That's really just the bottom line. We shot the ball kind of well enough, even though we were 0 for 9 from 3. That was the other game. Sorry about that. We shot the ball well enough at 52% effective field goal percentage, but with 24% turnover rate and only 21% offensive rebounds, that's really not good. Here we were 3 for 9 from 3, which is better at 33%. But those turnovers are just death. All right. Box score. Let's take a look at how that played out. Okay. Box score. Okay. So Ben, big day, big game. 14 points, 7 for 9 from 3 from the field. Probably all just driving it to the rim out of the offense. Very, very super strong. 0 turnovers. My hero. Frankie, not bad. 5 for 9, 2 for 4 from 3, 7 assists. Solid game. Justin, 1 for 2 from 3. Didn't really do all that much. Spins 2 for 2. Didn't take a 3, which is probably a good thing. Ryan was pretty invisible this game. Sean, super invisible this game, as was his Bellport friend there. Joel just didn't really get on the court much, didn't do much. And Randolph, only 6 points. The turnovers are bad. I mean, spins with 4 turnovers, not going to work. Frankie 2, Justin 2, Ryan 2, Randolph 3 turnovers. So the turnovers is really what got them, and a lack of rebounds. They shot the ball well enough, but just got to limit the turnovers. But overall, I think that this is a pretty useful game. But again, just less just forcing it. I know Spins had some bad passes in there. With this offense, you don't need to make that fancy pass. If it's not there, just hand off to the next guy. Just keep driving it, and you'll get some of these Ben layups here. So, yeah. So again, 2 pretty okay performances. So let's go and let's take a look at the stats for the season so far, because we have a couple of weekends now. Let's take a look and see what it does. So let's see all season. Select games. And overall, effective field goal percentage is 51%. That's because the previous week we had one big day. But obviously, if we could average 51%, that's incredibly strong. But I doubt we're going to average that. But it's certainly something to look at. Okay, let's sort by athlete. Well, let's just first look at overall. Totals. In total, here's a problem. From three, we're 19 of 65 for 29%. That's not going to be good enough. I mean, you really want to have a 33% 3-point, field goal rate. I know it is ninth grade, so maybe you can get away with 30, but maybe this team isn't that great a shooting team, so maybe 30 is not terrible, but you need to have a couple of guys over 33. I mean, you just always need a couple of guys over 33. I mean, we had guys over 33 and we weren't as good as this, just to have a couple of them. Free throws, 51% is pretty awful, actually. Something to think about. Let's group by athlete and see who's doing well. Let's see who's over 50% effective field goal percentage. Let's sort it by that for openers. Got to see what this was. This one unknown. This was spins actually. One game was duped. So you do have Randolph. Cole was out. Ben very strong. A couple of guys are over 50% field goal percentage. Ryan is still overall pretty not bad. Actually, Justin struggling a little bit from three, but not that many samples. 8 for 26. He really should be over 33% though. I mean, I don't know if he can be up to 40 yet, but 33, but he should be over 33. Frankie, he's just going to keep shooting and doing his thing. He should be better than 7 for 14 from the line. All these guys, Randolph, 50%. I mean, got to make your free throws. Joel, if he's going to get to the line, 2 for 8, it's not going to work. Sean, 2 for 6. So free throw shooting is actually something that needs to be addressed a little bit. So overall, another week of being not bad. Last week wasn't bad. This week wasn't bad. I'm looking for them to continue to improve. That'll do it for 15U18.